Back for day 22. You guys, literally, this has been the highlight of my day every single day when I go live. It's so much fun, and I'm super excited for today. We are going to be diving into a theme that I've been feeling in the collective and seeing. So I know this is meant for you if you're landing here and listening right here, whether it's the live or the replay. But there is a collective theme in the energy field that many people are experiencing a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. It's really hard for you to let go. And so on this episode, I'm going to be transmitting something to you. It's beyond the mind. It's beyond, oh, here's some education. I'm going to be sharing with you what's happening in the energy field and how you can actually shift it. And I want to be really, really clear. When I say letting go doesn't mean don't do anything. It means understanding the difference between force, grip, control, and trusting, okay? There is a difference between having discomfort, even though it's in alignment to you, and having discomfort from force, from control, from not wanting to let go. When you are not able to let go, you do not trust. You do not trust life, and you don't trust life because you don't trust yourself. And so throughout this episode, I'm going to be talking about letting go, how you can actually do this and how you can actually receive more that which you desire. So what I keep seeing in the energy field is many people are having a really, really hard time letting go. They're gripping, their bodies literally are gripping. A lot of people on the left side, your body's gripping. Thank you for joining. Feel free to share any questions you might have, and I'll do an energy reading later. And so the human fear of letting go, the reason this is happening is because so many people are at war between their hearts and their minds. And if you are at war between your heart and your mind, you are over-rotated into the masculine. You're going to be overworking, overthinking because you don't trust life. And so you grip and try to receive at the same time. You're like holding something so tight, but nothing can come in. Those are opposing energies. And so every time you grip, you are essentially ignoring your own heart. Your heart already knows the way, but you don't trust it. You still are operating from your logical mind. 1 + 1 is 2, but that's not how your heart works. And so there's been many times in my life that I had to let go. I had to jump off the cliff. I wasn't sure how everything was going to work out. And what I realized for myself as well as clients is you will only be able to let go in the degree in which you have rewired your nervous system. Because I don't want to say impossible, but it's really, really hard to let go when you do not feel safe in your body. When you do not feel safe in your body, you're constantly buzzing out survival energy, anxiety, a different experience. And so you will do anything to avoid that discomfort. And for many people, anything they do to avoid that discomfort is working more, hustling more, trying to force, trying to control. And every time you're doing that from your mind, you're disconnected from your heart. My work is all about helping you create a new mind and heart and body connection. Because when you're fully in alignment, you magnetize your desires. There's nothing that you need to chase. And so what you really need to connect with if you are experiencing like gripping, controlling, unsure, uncertainty, feeling fearful, you need to connect with a bigger why. Okay? And what I mean by this, and I'll share my own story, is that if your why is connected to the external world, if your why is connected to externals, you will always be chasing. You will never feel at peace. You will never be able to let go because your worth and your validation is tied to something outside of you. But when you connect and root to a deeper why, like becoming the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, to be your unapologetic, not giving a fuck self, to make an impact on greater humanity. When you have something that is bigger than you, you show up every day, you allow yourself to be, you accept what is, you surrender, you let go. But when you are so focused on getting something outside of you to feel whole, you will never feel like enough. It will never be enough because you don't feel like that inside of yourself. And the reason many people don't feel like this inside of themselves is because they're drowning in shame. If you desire to let go, you need to release shame. Shame is stories of you're not enough, you're not doing enough. And so that makes you over-rotate in this masculine energy. We're going to talk specifically about how to balance the masculine and feminine energies. It's nothing like you've heard before. But the more that you balance your masculine and feminine energies, the easier it becomes to let go. I want to be very, very clear. Surrender is not about doing nothing. It's not about, just kick back your feet and do nothing. It's about releasing resistance to what already is, okay? This moment right here, you watching this live right here, right now, this is the only moment that we have. And so if you're constantly resistance to this present moment, you're going to be resistance to all of life. You're not going to be able to ride the wave and flow. And if you're not going to be able to ride the wave and flow, you're going to grip, you're going to control, and then you're going to fall anyways. Because that gripping, that controlling is unsustainable. You're going to build tension in your body. You're not going to feel good. You're going to repel all your desires. So when you have balanced your feminine and masculine energies, this is all the work that I do with clients, rewiring their nervous system. You're connected to your intuition, but then you're also connected to your masculine, which is the structure, the container, the grounding. You can't just be in intuition, la la land. You need both to ground, to be integrated, to be connected. Many, many people, due to trauma and different experiences, have a fucked up relationship with the masculine, with the feminine. So you need to ask yourself, what is your relationships to the masculine, to the feminine? And I don't mean men or women, I mean energies. What is your relationship to surrendering, feminine? What is your relationship to taking aligned action and to having structure? You need to heal at the root if you want anything to shift. And your nervous system can only let go to the degree in which it feels safe. So you need to start with nervous system work. You need to shift the operating software. You can't just, let go, if you have not yet worked at the foundation level. And so the more that you source validation from within, the freer you become. I'm going to say that again. The more that you source validation from within, the freer you become. You're no longer attached to anything outside of you. And let me tell you, you become powerful as fuck. You become unshakable. If you desire to become unshakable, DM me Unshakable and I'll share more details about my signature program. It's a step-by-step journey I've taken myself through and hundreds of clients to help them rewire their mind, body, and nervous system. Your natural state is being unshakable. Your natural state, it's your authenticity. But the reason you're not able to connect with that is because you're still living life from your trauma, your limiting beliefs, etc. You still think you need to be someone else. You don't feel enough just as you are. And so you can't outsource your worth and expect peace. You cannot outsource your worth and expect abundance because you don't feel abundant inside of yourself. All of these become accessible when you rewire your nervous system, when you start from within, so without. So many people want the magic bullet to life. They want the magic, quick fix. The greatest journey you'll ever go on is connecting deeper with yourself, creating an unshakable connection with yourself. And so what is really coming through for the general collective is embodied truth, being connected in with your heart. Rather than you thinking the question is, well, how do I get there? Why don't I have what I desire? What about how to be here right in this moment? What if the question is not about how to get there, but actually how to be in this moment? If you can't experience peace in this moment, how are you going to experience peace in any other moment besides right here? You think, when I get this, when I get that, I'll be happy, I'll feel better. No, you won't, because you don't feel good about yourself right in this moment. And so really ask yourself, where are you outsourcing your worth? Where are you outsourcing validation? Where are you living in an illusion of, you'll be in a better place out there? Your nervous system and the state of it's going to follow you. It doesn't matter what you receive on the external, like you think it does. And so I really want to ground you in the fact that what if this moment right here, right now is enough? And what if you're not able to see that because you do not feel enough? You need to be honest with yourself. Where are you outsourcing your self-worth? I'm going to spray some essential oil here to stay in my body. And so rather than you constantly trying to chase something, trying to grip, trying to control, what if right here, right now, it's unfolding perfectly, even when your mind can't even see it? The portal to everything that you desire, the portal to abundance, everything, is your authenticity. Your heart already knows the way. You just have to trust it and listen to it. But unfortunately, 99% of people do not listen to their heart. They have a guard, they have a wall. And so they think they need to force, control, hustle. The world wants your authenticity. It wants the real you, not the cookie cutter version, not the watered down version. And so when you're in a state of hyper masculine, because you don't trust your heart, you don't trust the feminine, the intuition, the emotions, you're in a state of forcing, gripping, controlling. And when you're in that state, you're emitting out this energy. You're emitting out lack. You don't trust life because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself because you're not deeply connected to who you are. So you keep outsourcing your worth, everything. You're not listening to your own blueprint. And so when you're in that energy, when you're in that state, you're trying to like strategize, you're trying to work so hard, all from fear. You're like asking yourself questions of, how can I make this work? What needs to happen? And when you're in that energy, in that state, you're slipping back into survival patterns, survival energy. Survival energy is not going to take you and get you to the abundance that you know you deserve and desire. And you know the impact you're meant to make in this world. Strategy is important when it's balanced with the feminine. You have the masculine, you have the feminine. But strategy built from scarcity doesn't magnetize, it repels. Because it's scarcity. It's not truth. It's not embodied truth. If I came live every single day on Instagram and had like a strategy, a structure, you wouldn't be able to connect with my heart. Okay? So yes, strategy is important. Yes, you need to be connected to your masculine, but you need to be connected to your heart, to who you are. Your energy is the greatest fucking currency there is. You know, and you being in your full expression, you being deeply connected to who you are in your heart, you magnetize your desires. I receive clients every single day, and you can as well. You know, and so really ask yourself, I'm going to take a sip. Ask yourself where you're not living in embodied truth. And how is that actually impacting your ability to let go? You think you need to be someone else. You think you need to be doing something. You think this moment right here is not enough. The paradox to all of this is that your authenticity is the portal to abundance. But many, many people are not able to be in their authenticity because shame. They don't feel like they're enough. They don't feel like what they have to say is enough. You're not here to chase things outside of you. You're here to transmit truth as a result of you being fully expressed, as a result of you being your authentic self. Because when you are your full authentic self, it recalibrates other people. It is a frequency. And the right ones will find you. So you don't need to manipulate. You don't need to do all this weird ego shit. You need to be deeply rooted into your heart. But you're not able to let go because you're disconnected from your heart. Because you don't feel like you're enough just as you are. So you wear this persona. You try and be in strategy, hyper masculine. Hello, thank you for joining. We're going to do an energy reading in a moment. So if you want to share any questions, go ahead. If you do not feel you are enough exactly as you are, you will always chase validation. Your worth will always be tied to something outside of you. You need to anchor in a bigger why. I mean, before you anchor in the bigger why, you need to work on your worthiness. And a lot of what I'm feeling and seeing in the collective is you're not able to let go. And letting go doesn't mean don't do anything, kick your feet back up. It means being okay and accepting this moment right here and then taking aligned action from it, from the energy of I am enough. If you knew everything was inevitable for you, if you knew you were enough, how would you show up in the world? What would you be doing? You more than likely would be your unapologetic fucking self. But you're not able to do that because you don't accept you, all of you. The only reason why you are here and you desire to be here, your authentic self, the gap is shame. You need to dissolve the shame. Shame's not a mindset. It's not a concept. It's energy in your body. And so a lot of my work is somatic work, nervous system work to help you dissolve shame. Because until you dissolve that shame, you're going to be taking action from that energy. It's not going to feel good. Of course you're not going to be able to let go. Because you're constantly gripping, controlling. You don't think it's enough or you're not sure the how. When you're deeply connected in with your own heart, with your own alignment, when you dissolve the shame, you're very clear. You're very grounded. You know your success is inevitable, so you do what you want from your heart. You don't need to follow, someone else's blueprint. All right, we're going to do an energy reading here in one moment. Let's see. Let me put some essential oils on. Okay, let's see. If you have any questions, go ahead and share. But I'm going to give an energy reading. For this collective here, I feel a lot of sadness. I don't know specifically who's on, but if you're watching the live or replay, just this message is meant to come for you. I feel a lot of sadness. You are experiencing a lot of sadness because you know that you're meant to step into another version of yourself, but there's some fear, there's some shame blocking you, and you know that your medicine is really meant to heal the world. But you have a lot of sadness because you have fear. Like you want one thing, yet you're not fully doing it. Like you want to be unapologetic. You want to be fully authentic. And your heart aches every single day that you're not being fully authentic. And this is not fully intentional. Like you want to be authentic. You're trying to be, but there's still stories of shame. There's still stories of shame, energy in your nervous system that literally does not make you feel safe or loved or accepted to be who you truly are. And so your heart aches. You feel really sad, and it makes it really hard for you to let go. I feel a lot of tension on the left side of the body, the neck, the hip, the thighs, like thighs. And so you're not able to fully let go. You're constantly in your mind. You're trying to like figure it all out. Let's see what else is coming through. You need to say today something that wants to be shared from your heart. Not your logical mind, not the strategy version. You're not allowing the flow of energy to flow through you. So abundance is all about the flow of energy, but you keep suppressing yourself. You keep fucking suppressing your truth. Your truth is not light and love. You have been through a lot in your fucking life. I keep seeing this image of like fire. Like you have walked through the fucking fire. You have done so fucking much in your life. You've experienced a lot, more than 99% of people. And your heart aches because you are not following that path. You've already walked through the fire. You've gotten out of the fire and there's a big opening, but you're not allowing yourself to step into this purpose, this mission of yours. Yeah, your nervous system is still in a state of survival. And when I say survival, I don't mean because survival mode is communicated in different ways. But specifically for this collective group that I'm giving a reading for, it's not that you're like in constant anxiety. Maybe you experience like small currents of that, but you're in energy. Your nervous system doesn't feel safe. So you're coming across as this like more polished, put together version of you. And energy doesn't lie. People want to see the real you. I'm going to end the reading there. If you want any more in depth, you can just DM me and we can dive deeper into the reading. But really for this collective, you're like in two opposing energies. One energy is let go, trust, and then the other energy is like grip, control. And so it's not about just like choosing one or the other. It's about integrating them together, integrating your masculine and your feminine energies. You're only able to integrate them together when you have done the nervous system work. And if you haven't really done that much somatic nervous system work, all the work that I focus on, you're going to be over-rotated in one or the other. For a lot of the clients that I see, they're over-rotated in the masculine. They're constantly working, constantly gripping, constantly controlling because they don't have a level of safety. So they ignore the feminine energy. Sometimes, I don't see as often with my clientele, but sometimes people are in the feminine and they're just like floating around. They don't really have any structure or groundedness. So really connect in with where you're at and really ask yourself, you know, where are you the one gripping too strongly because you don't trust? And why don't you trust? Chances are you don't trust yourself. You don't trust life. Life is just a mirror for the relationship you have with yourself. And the more that you build safety within your body, the more you're going to feel at ease. You're going to feel able to let go. And let me be very, very clear again. Letting go is not about doing nothing. Letting go is about being deeply connected to yourself and alignment, knowing when to push, when to pull. It's a balance of these feminine and masculine energies. Feel free to share any questions you might have. I'm going to see if there's any other message that wants to come through for the collective here. The more that you ignore your heart, the more that you're going to stay stuck where you're at. You're going to be confused. You're going to lack clarity. Your heart's going to guide you to places your mind never could. And so it's not about ignoring your mind and only listening to your heart. It's about having both in alignment. This is all the work that I do in my signature program. It's like a 6-week step-by-step to help you get your mind and heart in alignment. Because if your mind's over here and your heart's over here, you're going to be emitting out opposing energies. And then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get confusion. You're going to get stuckness. You're going to get scarcity and lack. So you need your mind and your heart to be aligned on the same page. That happens through subconscious rewiring and nervous system work. I hope this episode was powerful for you. This really is the highlight of my day. I love it so, so much. I literally could be online here with you guys 24/7, 24 hours a day. So message me or share in the comments what came through for you. I always love hearing what's on your heart. And you can continue watching these every day or go to my YouTube and podcasts. And if you want to dive deeper into this work, you can DM me abundance for my 3-day nervous system abundance reset that will change your life. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.